Something is happening with XRP and nobody wants to talk about it. Not the media, not the institutions, not even the influencers. But if you look, not at the headlines, but at the behavior, the silence says more than the hype ever did. Because XRP is not dead, it's being hidden. This is being hidden. And what I'm about to show you explains why the price isn't moving and why that might be the plan. According to recent reporting, XRP has re-entered the same bullish structure that preceded its massive 7,500% breakout back in 2017. As the article puts it, same chart, same setup. Then, meanwhile, despite that chart setup, price remains muted. As one recent analyst notes, Upbit alone held 6.18 billion XRP as of December 4th, which is the highest level of 2025, a signal that plenty of supply is still locked up, potentially waiting to move. So why pull tokens off exchanges, rebuild the setup, and still let it sit? Doesn't make any sense, right? On one hand, analysts now call XRP/Ripple a payments infrastructure frontrunner. As stated in a fresh report, and I quote, XRP and Ripple, rising stars in global payment infrastructure, end quote. But on the other hand, despite Ripple's big moves and strategic acquisitions, the XRP price refuses to rise. ETFs and institutional flows increased, yet price didn't follow. Why? Because ETFs don't move value. They just give exposure. They don't settle payments. They don't bridge money. They point money toward crypto, but they don't build the actual groundwork. So if ETFs create demand, what will be the system that actually moves the value? And in this case, XRP. Now, I know what you're thinking, but no, this isn't speculation. This is infrastructure being built now. XRP is being positioned not as a coin to trade, but as a settlement layer. A quote from CoinPaper that says, DAS Research touts Ripple as a payments game changer amid forecasts of shifting macro conditions that favor digital assets. So now do this. Combine that with the technical setup. Charts echoing 2017, supply tightening, institutions supposedly accumulating. But if all that checks out, right, why is the price still trading near the same levels it was weeks ago? Because you know why? What's happening may not be about hype. It may be about building the plumbing foundation first before it cracks off. I mean, think about this. If you're onboarding global institutions, banks, payment processors, and you expect to move massive value with minimal friction, would you build when everyone's watching, or build in silence while the crowd is asleep? But guess what? Right now, XRP's network activity tells a story. One recent report flagged an unusual wave of over 40,000 structured account set transactions on the XRP ledger. That's not random. That's configuration, system level configuration. So what if this isn't a failure to pump as we all want it to do right now, but the quiet buildup before a system goes live? Look, analysts admit that 2025 didn't go as planned. Neither do we. One analyst recently summarized, and I quote, XRP failed to hit its bullish targets due to delayed legal clearance, late ETF rollout, and regulatory uncertainty. But what if 2025 was never about hitting any target, like how you guys think? but was always about setting the stage. Have you thought about that? Because when supply disappears and the system gets configured behind the scenes, not in front of us like we all want it to be, price doesn't just rise. Price reprices. And when the flips switch, the world won't ask, how high did it go? The world will ask, how did we not see this coming? How did we not see this coming at all when we're waiting for small bullish price movements? While you're distracted by that, the real groundwork is being placed as we speak. Stay alert, stay ready, because the silence is the loudest signal yet.